Hey adventurous souls, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, smash the subscribe button and join the family. Today we're dusting off our sunglasses and heading straight for the sunny beaches of Aruba. But there's a twist. We're not just discussing the best Instagrammable spots. We're delving into what you should definitely not do in Aruba. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for these tips. Mistake number 1. Let's kick things off with local customs and traditions. Remember my awkward encounter with a local restaurant in Orangested because of my flamboyant Hawaiian shirt. It's crucial to be aware that while Arubans are generally very welcoming, like anyone else, they have deep-rooted traditions and norms that they value. When we respect their culture and show interest, it not only enhances our understanding of the local way of life, but also bridges the gap between being a tourist and a respectful visitor. Mistake number 2. Next up, dress codes. Aruba might be a beach paradise, but that doesn't mean you should saunter around the town in your bikini or board shorts. Always keep in mind the context of your surroundings. Would you walk into a church back home in your swimwear? Of course not. So let's keep the respect consistent. When visiting religious or official sites in Aruba, dress appropriately. Mistake number 3. The sun in Aruba is no joke. Remember that time I underestimated the power of the Caribbean sun and ended up with an uncomfortable sunburn that kept me indoors for days. Don't make the same mistake. Apply sunscreen frequently. Wear a hat, use sunglasses, take all necessary steps to protect your skin. Mistake number 4. The tropical climate in Aruba can be deceptively draining. That's the time I got so caught up exploring the colorful streets of Orangested and forgot to drink water. Let's just say it didn't end well. Always carry a water bottle with you and stay hydrated. Mistake number 5. Remember when we had a wild idea to go off-roading, only to be stopped by the local police because we didn't have a permit. It was quite the buzzkill. So if you're planning any road adventures in Aruba, make sure you're abiding by the rules and have the necessary permits. Mistake number 6. Aruba's marine life is like a scene straight out of National Geographic documentary. But as tempting as it may be to touch the beautiful coral reefs or pose for a picture standing on them, remember that they are incredibly delicate and vital to marine ecosystems. Instead, let's marvel at their beauty and ensure they remain unharmed for future generations to enjoy. Mistake number 7. Keep in mind that the natural beauty of Aruba is a treasure that needs to be preserved. That time we saw someone leave their trash on Eagle Beach was a stark reminder. Always dispose of your waste responsibly. If you can find a trash can nearby, take your trash with you. It's a small act, but it can make a huge difference. Mistake number 8. Aruba's vibrant nightlife and delicious cocktails can make anyone want to let loose. But remember, public intoxication isn't fun for anyone involved. Avoid drinking to excess, causing a scene or ending up in a situation you might regret. Enjoy responsibly and remember that the best vacation memories are the ones we can actually remember. Mistake number 9. The beaches in Aruba might seem like a paradise where nothing could possibly go wrong. But it's crucial to remember that Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Always heed warnings about rip currents and other potential dangers. The time we decided to ignore those warnings and ended up in a dicey situation. It was a reminder that safety should always be a top priority. Mistake number 10. It goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. Steer clear of illegal substances. Aruba might be all about the good times, but the local authorities take their laws seriously. Don't risk tarnishing your vacation with legal troubles. Stay on the right side of the law and enjoy everything Aruba has to offer. Mistake number 11. While it's the digital age and most of us are used to swiping our cards for everything, in Aruba, it's always a good idea to carry some local currency. Remember the time we ended up a small local eatery that only accepted cash? Always be prepared so you can enjoy all the local gems. Mistake number 12. When traveling, it's easy to let your guard down, especially when you're trying to find a Wi-Fi connection to share your awesome vacation photos. But be cautious with public Wi-Fi in Aruba. That one time we accidentally used an unsecured network, had our data breach was enough to learn our lesson. Always ensure your connections are secure. Mistake number 13. Remember when we decided to rent jet skis and almost had a disastrous incident because we glossed over the safety instructions? Yes, safety rings can be boring, but they are crucial. Always pay attention to them. Mistake number 14. Feeding the local wildlife may seem like an innocent, fun activity, but remember, we're visitors in their home. Our food may not be suitable for them and can disrupt their natural behavior. Let's stick to observing and admiring them from a distance. Mistake number 15. When you're in a foreign country, it's easy to be taken advantage of if you're not careful. Always agree on taxi fares before you get in to avoid getting overcharged. That one time we ended up paying twice the normal rate was a lesson learned. Mistake number 16. Don't just stick to what you know when it comes to food. Aruba has a rich and diverse culinary scene waiting to be explored. Try the local dishes and flavors. You won't regret it. Mistake number 17. Snorkeling and diving in Aruba can feel like you've entered an enchanting underwater kingdom. But remember, we're guests in that kingdom. Always respect the marine life and refrain from touching or disturbing them. Mistake number 18. Travel insurance might seem like an unnecessary expense, but when you're thousands of miles away from home, it's your safety net. I can't stress enough how important it is. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Mistake number 19. Lastly, always check the weather forecast before planning your day. Even in paradise, weather can be unpredictable. We learned that the hard way when our sunny beach day suddenly turned into a storm watch. Mistake number 20. Aruba offers a plethora of thrilling water sports, but no matter how strong of a swimmer you are, always remember that safety comes first. Always follow the safety guidelines and rules. Your life is far more valuable than any thrill. And that's it, adventurers. Our top 20 tips on what not to do when you're in Aruba. We hope these tips will help you have an incredible time on this beautiful island while also respecting its people, culture, and nature. If you found these tips helpful, give us a big thumbs up and share this video with your fellow travelers. If you have any travel mishaps or tips of your own from Aruba, we would love to hear them. Drop them in the comments below. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, stay safe, and remember to respect the world we live in.